Sometimes the enemy's plan becomes visible before God's plan is revealed. It may look like darkness is winning. It may feel like evil has the upper hand. But Esther's story reminds us, the plot of the enemy never catches God by surprise. Before the decree was written, heaven had already placed a deliverer in position. A man named Haman rises to power in the Persian Empire. The king promotes him above all other officials, giving him authority and influence. Everyone bows to Haman, except Mordecai. Mordecai refuses, not out of rebellion, but out of conviction. Some battles begin simply because you refuse to bow to what dishonors God. One man stands while others bow. Haman is furious, but his anger is not satisfied with just punishing Mordecai. He decides to destroy an entire people group, the Jews. Pride, when left unchecked, grows into cruelty. One man's wounded ego becomes a national threat. Haman approaches the king with deception. He does not mention Mordecai. He does not mention personal revenge. Instead, he paints God's people as a problem. There is a certain people scattered, whose laws are different. The enemy always disguises hatred as justification. In the heart of the vast Persian Empire, a fragile peace reigns. But beneath the gilded surface of the royal court, a storm is gathering. Just when everything seems settled, the real battle begins. Esther, a Jewish orphan, is now queen of Persia. She lives a life of unimaginable luxury, but she has no idea of the dark political currents swirling around her. Esther is still in the palace, unaware of the full danger. Protected, comfortable, uninformed. But her position is about to collide with her purpose. God had placed her in the palace before the crisis began. What looks like coincidence is divine positioning. While Esther remains sheltered within the palace walls, King Xerxes promotes a man named Haman, elevating him to the highest position in the kingdom. With this newfound authority, Haman's ambition knows no bounds. He convinces the king that a decree must be signed. A decree that will seal the fate of an entire people, threatening them with total destruction. And behind this monstrous plot stands one man, consumed by pride, fueled by ancient hatred, and driven by a deadly ambition. The stage is set. The battle for survival is about to begin. The king, unaware of Haman's true motives, signs the decree. A date is set for the destruction of the Jewish people. A nation is sentenced without knowing it. The city is thrown into confusion, but while the decree spreads on earth, heaven is already preparing a reversal. When Mordecai learns of the decree, he tears his clothes, puts on sackcloth, and cries out loudly. This is not weakness. This is spiritual awareness. When crisis hits, the people of God do not panic. They turn to prayer. The palace trembles under a brewing storm. Thunder crawls along the horizon as the king ascends his throne, the air heavy with incense and expectation. Courtiers kneel, heads lowered to polished stone. Power shifts in a single breath. Haman steps forward. The signet ring glints. It slides from the king's hand to his. A circle unbroken, authority sealed. The court exhales as one, bowing deeper, a wave of submission rolling to the farthest column. Haman does not bow. He drinks the moment like sweet wine. In the shadowed braziers, his smile is a blade, gleaming, thin, dangerous. Titles are announced, privileges proclaimed. The corridor of marble and gold becomes a stage where pride rehearses its triumph. But humility does not vanish. It waits behind veils. Quiet eyes. Conviction does not shout. It stands, rooted like a cedar in the storm. Beyond the inner gates, a single figure will not bend. Not today, not tomorrow. A small refusal, invisible to most, yet destined to shake an empire. The ring tightens on Haman's finger. The storm presses against the lattice windows, and in the hush between lightning and thunder, a decree begins to take shape. Power has a voice. Pride gives it words. Conviction will answer. The court is long dismissed, But the echo remains. Power spoke, pride answered. Now conviction clears its throat. Not all storms are weather. Some arrive as offers. Deadlines, headlines, rings we're asked to wear. We know the script. Bow to hurry, to vanity, to the loudest decree. But the hinge of history often turns on a small refusal. In your corridors, office classroom feed, listen between lightning and thunder. There, conscience whispers your name. Humility isn't weakness, it's weight. The kind that anchors you when the room leans toward easy compromise. Use whatever ring you hold. Role influence platform to shelter, not to dominate. To build, not to brandish. When power gives words to pride, let conviction answer with a steady no. A braver yes. The storm will pass. What remains is the person you chose to be while it raged. This week, choose one quiet stand. Return the slight with kindness. Tell the truth gently. Defend the overlooked. Let your small refusal shake an empire you cannot see. The decree has gone out. The enemy believes he has won. But in the next episode, a question will be asked that changes history. Who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Like, share, and subscribe. This is only part of the story. In the next episode, the battle gets deeper. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what happens next.